Hello again. This week I'm going to look at a very common theme. It crops up a lot, and if you don't know it's out there, you can easily get misled and be looking for the wrong things for quite a long time, so it's a handy one to be aware of. I'll go straight into an example clue. Madness to hide a country in a state. 5 letters. Madness to hide a country in a state. Now once again, standard rules, look for your definition. So, you're thinking state for 5 letters is possible, in a state, as in terrified or something, conceivably. Down at this end, madness to hide unlikely. So you're probably dealing with one of these 2 words being a 5-letter word. Because this to hide is here, and you're starting to think that there's an awful lot of clues fit in 5 letters, so this is probably a piece of functionality. Something is being put in something else, hidden in something else. So you're thinking if that's functionality, it could be madness being hidden in the thing, but it's starting to read like madness equals to hide this, this and this. There's just a feel you get for it after a while. And also, you'll be thinking that a word for madness that was short enough to fit in a 5-letter word is going to be quite hard to find. So for the sake of getting to the theme, that is the definition. And then you're left with this as wordplay. Once again, still only 5 letters to play with. So you have to find short versions of this. If you're hiding a country in a state, you have to find a short name for a country and a short word for state. And this is where if you know what this word can do, you'll instantly know what your options are, because this isn't about the state as in to say or to make a remark or a state of being. It's US states in this context, obviously. It can do many things, but as soon as you see I've only got 5 letters and the word state is there, start to think of all those 2-letter abbreviations that the American states use. So on their on letters, the Postal Service road signs, you'll have the states all abbreviated to 2 letters. They're not always the first 2 letters or the last letters. If you don't know them, just Google it every time you see this word and start to think about it, because quite frequently 2 of the letters of the clue will just be one of the 2-letter abbreviations. So in this instance, you run through a load of words for madness and think, okay, what am I looking at? Eventually you'll get to the word mania. The M and the A represent the state of, I want to say Maine, but possibly Maryland or Massachusetts or one of the others. But the M and the A are your state, and your country is in your state. Now remember what we said about the letters A, the single letters, possibly dropping into clues on their own. Doesn't, unfortunately, always have to happen. So in this instance, it doesn't. You just have the M and the A. That's a state. Maine is a state. A country is in fact the A coming in on its own, and country as the N and the I, Northern Ireland. Country, territory, I don't quite know what the correct term is, it's disputed obviously. But that's how you can get so much clue to condense down into 5 letters. The important thing to remember is just this word. You'll see some other country ones, UK, GB, ROI, stuff like that. But this one, very commonly used just to indicate 2 letters, because the variety of letters used in those 2-letter state abbreviations is quite broad, so they fall into quite a lot of words. So, simple thing to remember, every time you see this, if you're looking at a list of words that might possibly be your answer, see if any of them stand out as having, and the position is in this case indicated around the outside, but it could be the start or the end, so state followed by all these things. So if you see the first 2 letters and it's FL, you think, oh, that's Florida. Then work with the rest of the clue to see if it all fits, the other parts go together. So yeah, very simply, keep a list of all the American states and their abbreviations in your head. Watch out for state capitals as well, they crop up now and again. And be aware of them when you see the word state. Happy solving.